Well, I thought I'd pass along a story that Pastor Jenkins in Queens had given me a few months back, and I thought it was worth passing along just because perspective is everything. There was a lady that was really harried, and she was on a business trip, and she was trying to get to the airport. She was starving, hated traveling, hated airport food, hated airplane food. So sure enough, she stopped off on the way to the airport and got a bag of cookies. Got to the airport, went through security, was just terrible, really hard to get through, barely even made it to the gate just in time, right before the gate closed, gets on the plane, and sure enough, she goes to the aisle, she's sitting between two big guys, one of them really, really big, and of course she's got the middle seat. Hungry, starving, tired, just wanting to get home. She sits down, finally the plane takes off and goes into the bag of cookies and grabs a cookie. But sure enough, the guy next to her, he grabs a cookie. She says to herself, can you believe the nerve of this guy going into my bag of cookies and eating a cookie without even asking me? Here I am, poor woman, I'm starving, I'm tired, I don't need this. I just want to enjoy my cookies. Well, anyway, she grabs another cookie, he grabs another cookie. She grabs one, he grabs one. And she's just beside herself, can't believe it. Finally, she gets up, goes to the bathroom, comes back, grabs another couple cookies. He grabs a couple more cookies until there's one cookie left. You're probably wondering where I'm going with this, but just hang with me a second. She looks at him, he looks at her, and finally says, want to split it? She waves him off, says, you can have the cookie. She's, at this point, just completely, just doesn't know what to do with herself, and just just irate that here it is, the only thing that she really wanted to eat, and now she's got to split the cookies with this guy. Well, anyway, the plane finally lands, and she just can't wait to get off the plane, wants to get home. Finally goes into the parking lot, reaches into her bag to get the keys to go to her car so she can go home, and she realizes that the bag of cookies that she bought are still in her bag, and she was sharing his cookies. Perspective. Well, did you ever wonder, you thought you had something really lined up, you thought that you understood a person or a situation, and there was no doubt what you were thinking was true, and then you look back a few years later, and it's anything but the truth or anything what you thought it was going to be? That's what I question you today is perspective, and are you generous? Are you trying to share what you have as opposed to worrying about what you have and not considering that maybe the person next to you could use a little help or maybe you could share your cookies with them?